Hey there, I'm Vergola, and you're listening to A Pup in the Life, Pod-fessions of a founder's pup. In this walking podcast, I will tell you all about my life with Mom, who's a startup founder, talking startups, entrepreneurship, but also other interesting topics such as mental health and a bit of fun too. Join us in this walk of life. Hey there, it's Vergola. Welcome back to A Pup in the Life. So, we've had a great weekend, and sorry for the lateness through which this podcast goes out, but Mom has been a bit busy and hasn't felt very good. But yeah, the important thing is that we're here, we're back, and we're rocking. So, many things that we could potentially talk about today in the podcast, and we might want to get into them in the next, like in the coming week. That's just opening up today. And the most interesting thing is probably realizing, like, one of the key learnings that Mom got while just working with people in these years, and something that happened actually a couple of days ago, and that was very, very unpleasant, and that is actually memorandum and a way that could potentially help you out approach things in a better way when it comes to understanding how other people perceive you and why other people just get in touch with you sometimes, which sometimes is just trying to tell you something. And the interesting thing about this is that it's very clear when this happens. So Mom was invited to actually pitch to somebody, and in the crew of the people who were actually just analyzing the startups and just evaluating the startups in a jury, there was somebody who actually Mom knew, and that she got to know like 6 months before, and that you thought somehow would be somebody that can be interested in a product but not in buying it. Sometimes just to just keep in touch and do stuff, right? But anyways, this guy was probably trying to sell his consultancy for some money, let's say, and to get some money. And the thing is, once we, she got in talks with these people, she realized that this guy was actually just trying to sell stuff because he didn't remember anything about what she was actually building, selling, creating. And so this guy was just thinking about his own thing because he was wanting to sell it. And so while evaluating startups, he was not looking to evaluate startup based on any other criterion rather than trying to sell them something. And why is this important? Hey, if you're enjoying this episode, why don't you tell your human to share it on their social media? You actually can also tag us and let them put a picture with you, your animal friend, or just them listening to the podcast with their thoughts. I hope to see you again around, and let's just continue listening while we make the podcast grow and I get some new animal friends. Now, let's get back to the show. This is an important piece of information because it helps us out really evaluate the relationships we have with other people. Sometimes other people just approach you because they want something from you. And it's very clear and very evident when they do so because they don't remember shit about the things you actually do, the stuff you're interested in, the topics you were talking about. And this is a sign of what? That they also are not able to sell, because if they were able to sell, they would be actually listening to you. And so just remember, and please just take into account that you will find lots and lots of things that will happen in such period of time, especially if you're a startup, especially if there is something that can be sold to you, which I assure you there is. And the problem with that is that you never know in the first place. Like it's not so easy to understand this thing when it actually happens in the first place, because they try to mimic as if they were actually interested in what you do, but what they're trying to do is creating a profile of you through which you can be sellable or not. And now, don't get me wrong, this is not bad at principle, at its core, because everybody at some point in their life needs to be selling stuff, and I totally get it. The problem with this being that once you think about it, the main issue with it is that if you are not able to listen to other people, why are you actually bothering creating the relationship before, as if you were just able to say, hey, I'm just trying to sell something. Are you interested? Are you not? Blah, blah, blah. So there is either one or two. There is no in between. And I know I will get rest for this, because there are many people who say, oh, I'll build relationship and they'll sell, and just mimic that you're interested in and whatnot. But people can sense it. And I've sensed it quite a lot in the second time I met with this guy. And the third was pretty evident that it was that. And in front of everybody, he just kept saying that he thought we changed our business model and we changed something, when in actuality, we didn't change shit. The only thing that changed is that it actually paid attention for the first time. And so the biggest mistake that you can make once you try to sell to somebody is not listening, because the next time you meet them, if they're intelligent enough, they will understand that you were just trying to sell. And imagine, do you like buying from somebody who actually didn't pay attention to you in the first place, to your pains, to your problems, to the actual things that could potentially be levers for them to sell you something? Well, the answer is no. So you don't want to be that person. You don't want to find yourself in that situation. And please remember that you're going to get used to it. And this is going to happen such an amount of times that you cannot any longer avoid recognizing it. So just bear in mind not to be that person, because it's very bad. And to be honest, it doesn't serve you jack shit. So let me know if you had a similar experience. If you have not, I hope you'll never do. But chances are you are being played with and you don't even realize it. So let's hope tomorrow we're going to get some with a different, more optimistic way of seeing things. But I will see you soon, and welcome again in this podcast, A Pup in the Life. Bye! Hey, it was great to walk with you today. I hope to see you again around soon. By the way, in the meantime, you can find me on Mom's social media. If you look for Marta Basso, which is MartaBasso. Yes, it's Marta without an H. Just find us, send us a like, a comment, a message, reshare the episode if you liked it. I will send you all my hugs and kisses and a bit of barks as well. Walk with you next episode. Bye!